Hey lovelies, it's Ebony and I'm back with a get ready with me chit chat video for you. We're going to be doing my makeup and then we're going to do my hair. I'm not going to do a whole wash and go. I'm just going to style this. How many days is this? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 6 days I've had this wash and go in. And I'm also going to be answering questions from you from a Instagram story post that I made earlier this morning. So let's get started. As you can see, my poor skin is just, we're on the road to recovery. This is actually better than what it's been looking like. And this little pimple right here just refuses to move. It refuses to go away. So we about to fix it though, y'all. We're gonna fix it. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is hydrate my face with this Pretty Fitter waterful, I can never say this every time. Waterful glow cream. Waterful. Like, why is that so hard to say? Waterful. Once I have that on, I'm going to apply my primer, Dr. Brand Luminizer Primer. All right, now here's the tricky part because I still have not found my right foundation match. I've been mixing Fenty Beauty Concealer 410 with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter soft matte longwear foundation in 440. Yeah, 440. These together make the perfect foundation for me. I just don't know how to translate this into the actual foundation, you know, and it's difficult now with Sephora and COVID. You know, you can't try anything on at the store, and I made the mistake, if y'all been watching my lives, I made the mistake of just purchasing what I thought was right, taking it home, waiting too long to take it back, and they literally would not give me my money back even though I was just one day past the return date. And I didn't even want my money back. I just wanted a different shade. For somebody in the comments tell me I shouldn't have been late. I just wanted a different shade. They would not even exchange. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyways, I take about this much and add a couple pumps of the 440, and it's almost empty, just like this. And while let me get my mirror. Tripping. Why I think I can just do this with the camera. But yeah, while I do this, I'll start chit-chatting. So yeah, if you guys are following me on Instagram, then you already know that I've recently been signed to a influencer agency. Yay! This is something I've been wanting for a long time. It just really helps with getting seen by these brands, getting in contact with brands, and getting more money, getting paid more, not underselling yourself, which is something that I was doing, not realizing that I was doing it, thinking like, oh, this is enough, or maybe that's too much, or I don't want to ask for too much. Like, being with this agency now, I have somebody who is advocating for me with these brands and getting me my right price. This is still a little too dark, but I'm gonna make it work. I joined, oh, by the way, the name of the agency is the Sociable Society, and they are the PR agency that was getting me a lot of the Tangle Teaser work that I've been doing recently. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you already know like how many Tangle Teaser videos I've been doing. But yeah, so since I've been working with them since August, they were like, hey, you know, do you need any representation? We're interested in representing you. And I'm just like, oh my God, thank you, because there was a time not long before that, probably like a few months before that, where I was really, you know, trying to decide if that would be the right move for me, because as you know, you are giving up just a small amount of, you know, your money from collaborations and sponsorships. But my thing is like, you know, I can't do everything on my own. You know, that's what it really boiled down to for me. I can't do all of this by myself. It's just way too much to like find the brands that would, you know, be a good fit for me. Then try to find out who their contact person is. Then, you know, pitch them, because that's a whole different story. Like, pitching is an art form, and if you are not well versed in it, if you ain't working at muscle, it can be very difficult at the end of the day. Like, and you won't know why. You'll just think, oh, they don't want to work with me, or oh, maybe they just never saw my email. Like, you just never know what's going on. So that was one of the reasons why I was just like, okay, I need to do something. I need to reach out to somebody who's looking for talent or influencers, whatever. And I would reach out and nobody would respond to me. They wouldn't even respond to say no. And I'm like, why is this not happening for me. Like, I have a lot of followers. I think I'd be a pretty good influencer to represent. Like, what's going on here? It just wasn't happening. Little did I know, it just wasn't the right time. Like, God was literally telling me, and it was kind of falling on deaf ears. He was literally telling me, like, you aren't putting in the work to be able to produce what having representation would need you to produce. So for example, like, I wasn't posting on Instagram every day. I just wasn't giving my 110%. And it wasn't because I was lazy or just didn't want to. I just didn't know. Like, I thought I was doing enough. I thought that, you know, what works for some people may not work for me, so I'm gonna do my own thing. And while that's still true, there were definitely things that I could have been doing that I was seeing other people doing, and I just was like, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. By the way, I'm about to do my brows. I'm using the Goof Proof Brow Pencil in number 5. But anyway, yeah, I would see people posting all the time, doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm just like, why are they posting so much on Instagram? Like, it's just Instagram, you know, it's so what? But that's how brands, a lot of times, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, because that's where I was putting in all my work, on YouTube, posting videos every week and feeling like that was enough. But brands a lot of times want Instagram. Like, they'll take YouTube and blogs and all that stuff, but they want Instagram too, because people live on Instagram. Like, the audience on Instagram is just, it's insane. So anyways, whether a brand wants you for YouTube, blogs, or whatever, they're always going to want Instagram too, or at least ask about it. I wasn't putting in the work on my Instagram. I just didn't think it mattered that much. And not to mention, posting every day on Instagram is a lot of work. Like, it's just not something that I thought I had to do, and I definitely didn't just want to do it because I didn't really know if it would be fruitful in the end. Actually, let me put a little bit more foundation and concealer on my forehead. So anyways, once I told myself, okay, I'm going to try this, see how posting on my Instagram every day works, just like anything else. If I don't like it, I don't have to continue it. Nobody's making me do this. This is on me. Once I started doing that, that's when I started getting more brand interaction and engagement. And this was before having, you know, the agency, of course. That was like more like this summer. Once I started to really do something to challenge myself, that was when Sociable Society hit me up. It was like, hey, we got this Tangle teaser campaign. Are you interested? Once I did that one and did a few more, that's when things switched up, and they were like, hey, you looking for representation? I'm like, yeah. So it's almost like God saying, finally, you finally listened to what I've been trying to tell you, whether you were listening or not, or hearing me or not. Like, finally, I feel like you can handle what comes with having representation. I say all that to say, if you are doing something and you're not seeing any results, really think about, okay, am I putting in the work for the results that I want? Because in my case, a brand needs to know that you are going to put in the work whether or not I'm paying you. Like, the last thing people want to worry about is, if I give her this money, is she going to come through with what I need her to come through with? You don't want to be giving money to somebody who posts every now and again. You want somebody that you can literally give instructions to and be like, okay, good, you got it, let me go handle this other client or whatever. They don't want to be dealing with someone they have to babysit or explain to their boss or supervisor why they picked someone that wasn't really being consistent and determined and dedicated in the first place. So once I was able to put that messaging out there for myself through posting, through being consistent, all that stuff, that's when things started to turn around in the way that I wanted them to for me. And that's when I surpassed 100,000 Instagram followers. Like, you guys have, you know, I've been on Instagram for 5 years, with over 5 years now. And I thought that, you know, going into this, I was going to reach 100,000 subscribers so much faster. I was stuck at 80,000 for so freaking long. I wasn't putting in the work. The Instagram algorithm favors people who post all the time. They're not going to favor someone who posts some of the time. They are going to give it to the workers, the people who are putting in work to keep users on their site. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Shout out to Maddie James, the Maddie James. She is another influencer that I randomly found on Instagram one day. And she was the one who helped me to gain a lot of perspective on how all of this works. Influencing and content creating and like working working for the internet, it can be a very mysterious place to be, because it just doesn't make sense sometimes. Like, you'll see people do stuff and it blows up and you're like, that wasn't really much of anything. Why are people loving that so much? And the stuff that you put 1,000 hours into, people are like, oh, that's nice, and they move on. You're like, hey, wait a minute. But then you'll do something that you halfway like, you just kind of randomly post it and it can blow up. Like, it just doesn't make sense sometimes. So finding her has been has been a huge blessing, actually, because having certain things be put into perspective for me helped me to know, okay, this is what I need to do. These are the steps I need to take. I really hate doing my eyebrows. It's like every time I do them, I get a different result. But I will say the biggest lesson I learned through all of this, through like this year mainly, is that it doesn't matter what other people are doing. And not other people, and that's not even to say like, oh, copycat type of thing. It's more like, it doesn't matter what you think the guidelines are, because I'm the type of person, I'm type A. I'm very particular about how things happen in my life, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's just how I am. And I'm very calculated and just specific about how I want things to be. It's just in my nature. So as you can imagine, in school, I was a really good student. You know, like, you give me the instructions, you tell me what I need to do, I'll do it. Alex calls me the taskmaster because he's like, man, anything anyone needs you to do, you are going to do it to the best, to 110%. Like, you'll give your 110%. You're going to give it your all. But when it comes to more entrepreneurial stuff, or in my case, you know, influencing, where there's literally no real handbook, not school, nothing, certification. Like, you just literally have to go with what you think is right, what feels right, what your audience likes, what they tell you. Like, it's just so many variables that for someone like me, it's like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do this? And did I mention I need things to turn out the right way every time? Every time, for me to feel encouraged and motivated. So it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. But like I said, the biggest thing that I learned is that none of that really matters. If I do what I know to do really, really well, that consistency, those results will be what people want from me. Like, I'm really good at giving myself tasks and completing them. I'm really good at not wanting to fail, so I'm gonna give it my all. You know, yeah, like I said, there's no handbook on influencing, but that doesn't mean I can't do it well because I don't have instructions. I can do it well because I will play to my strengths, which is, if I don't know how to do something, I'm going to go to the internet and learn it, or find someone to teach me how to do it. Like editing, I taught myself how to edit. Shooting, all that stuff, you know. Lex would not help me with editing. When I first started making videos, he was like, I said, can't you just tell me? Because he used to do that. He used to do video work when we were dating. And he's just like, no, it's probably better you go on YouTube and learn it yourself, because everyone has their own style, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, you're not going to tell me anything? He was just like, just do it. You can do it. And I just did not understand that. But it was kind of like one of those moments that you have with your parents where they're like, tough love, you'll appreciate it when you're older. And that's how I felt with this. I was so glad he didn't teach me, because I would have been bugging him every 2 seconds. Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Blah, 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 blah. Like, now it's in my nature to just do it on my own. Figure out on my own. That's the seed he was trying to plant right away. So I'm really glad that he did that. I don't know about these brows, y'all. I don't know. And I'm using the same concealer to define my brows that I used to mix with the foundation. That was my biggest lesson. As long as I do what I know to do well, it's gonna pay off. It has to. Okay, now it's time. Now it's time to answer some of their questions from Instagram while I conceal under my eyes. I saw something recently that was saying that you shouldn't do the whole triangle under the eyes anymore because it like drags your face down. Focus more up here, under here, and over here. I don't know, we'll see. I don't feel like it was dragging my face down. Probably depends on the face shape and eye shape and all that. And someone asked me in the Instagram questions, how am I liking the new agency so far? And I absolutely love it. Like, I love having somebody who I can ask questions to finally about things that are confusing to me or I'm unsure about or whatever, because like I said, this influencing world can be very confusing, a mystery. Like, I'm sure you guys probably see stuff and like, how did they do that, or where and who? It's like sometimes we asking the same questions because it's just that, like, ugh. And people don't want to talk about it. I mean, I guess because it's money and just culturally and society wise, people don't publicly want to speak about money. But I'm like, there's a way to do that. There's a way to talk about it without, you know, mentioning how much money you make if that's not what you want to do, you know. But just tell me, like, how do you get connected to these people? What is the process, you know? But yeah, I love having someone to help me, to advocate for me, and to tell me what my rate should be, like all that stuff, and it all makes sense. And to also just help me with contracts and stuff like that. Like, it's a huge help. It looks the same to me. And someone else also asked me what's something that I manifested that I didn't think was possible. Honestly, I don't pray for things or try to manifest things that I don't think are possible. Like, I get what they're trying to say, kind of like a dream situation, I guess, or like something never my wildest dreams type of thing. But like, anything that I prayed for, I feel like is possible. If I don't think it's possible, I don't pray for it, which is, you know, something I need to probably work on. But yeah, I don't try to think about things that aren't possible. If I'm praying about it, thinking about it, manifesting, whatever, envisioning it, it's possible. Under my eyes, I'm going to set the concealer using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter setting powder and honey. I'm trying to set this with my beauty blender. I used to do that all the time, but I used to feel like kind of made creases because it was damp. It's, you know, it's a damp beauty blender. But I see people using their beauty blender all the time to set their powder, and their makeup comes out ridiculously flawless. So let me try again. Maybe I'm putting too much. Cat dog, shut up. And I think I'm putting too much. This side looks much better than this side. Now, maybe if that person had asked me what was a goal that I manifested or some accomplishment or something, it was definitely getting with an agency. Like, even though people were telling me no, I didn't think it would never happen. It just made me question, is this right for me? Maybe it's not right for me, or maybe this isn't the right person for me. But I knew that I would eventually end up with somebody. I just thought that maybe it wasn't the right timing. Not for me at the moment, whatever. Yeah, that and 100,000 subscribers, number one. Like, after a while, I was like, oh, I'm going to reach 100,000 subscribers. But for so long, I got stuck, just like on Instagram. So I was like, what if this just doesn't happen? Same on Instagram, like, what if this just doesn't happen? But I was like, no, I can do this. It's going to happen. And sure enough, it happened. I'm going to set the rest of my face, the foundation, with, where is my powder? Oh, with my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin blurring powder foundation in Y505. I really like this stuff. It's not cheap, but it gives my skin a very flawless finish, and I definitely need that right now with all this that I got going on my forehead. So this is like the pad they give you that comes with it. It's like a little I don't know, it's very soft. It doesn't, this side feels like velvet, but this side is the side that I use. I don't know if I'm supposed to use this side. I think I'm supposed to use the black side. Anyways, it just helps to like press the powder into your skin. And sometimes I use this little square thing. Sometimes I just use a brush, a makeup brush. But I seem to get pretty oily right in this area, so I'll just kind of pat this on with a little spongy thing. Yeah, I just love how it finishes my skin. Here's a big fluffy makeup brush. Tap a little off. Someone asked me what is my go-to brand for makeup and my favorite clothing site online. Makeup, I love Fenty Beauty, as y'all can see. I use it all the time. They just have quality products. Rihanna's not one of those celebrities who just puts her name on anything, thank God. And her products just serve me well, so I keep using them. Now I do like Violet Voss. I'm gonna be using this palette today, and I like Juvia's Place. I don't know, I'll probably use this palette too. This is a new one, I wanna try it. Next I'm gonna use the P. Louise, what is it, base for eyeshadow in Rumor number 4. This stuff really helps with getting my colors to pop on my lid. But yeah, I like those brands. Violet Voss has really good palettes, eyeshadow palettes, as well as Huda Beauty. I finally said it right. I feel like Huda Beauty might be like, I don't know, top 3, top 5, I don't know, for eyeshadow palettes. Their eyeshadows are just so, I don't know, they're not, I mean, I guess creamy. People say eyeshadows are creamy. I kind of get what they mean and I kind of don't. The eyeshadows blend really well and they don't get patchy, and they have a lot of pigment in there without a lot of fallout. All that stuff that people love about eyeshadows, all those makeup gurus, like, to me, that's everything Huda Beauty. I just wish it wasn't so difficult for me to say their name. It's literally not that hard, but I can't seem to get it for some reason. All right. Now that I have that all over my lid, I'm going to take a little bit more setting powder, just a little bit, to make sure that my lids don't crease. Because I think I have oily lids. And if I don't do this, everything will start sliding around and doing its own thing. All right, now that I have everything set on my eyelids, I'm going to take the Violet Voss Vibes, matte Vibes eyeshadow palette, whatever. And I'm going to take Mall Rats right here and use this as my transition color. All right, while I'm doing that, I'm going to answer the next question. I did a big chop like 4 years back. My hair is stuck on shoulder length. Help. I felt like I had the same issue when I cut my hair off. I didn't do a full-on big chop, but I definitely cut my hair like to my jawline, and it was like shaved down in the back. I had one of those angled cuts that everybody was wearing. But yeah, I feel like your hair is growing. It's just when it gets to your shoulders, things start, you know, rubbing against your hair, your clothes, your chair, in your car, at work, wherever. And it's just, it's harder for your hair to retain the moisture that it needs so that it can continue to retain the length, which, you know, gives you the perception, the real perception that your hair is growing. So I remember when my hair was that short, because I was so anxious to, you know, have long hair again, I would straighten my hair all the time. And not realizing that straightening your hair is like the worst thing you can do for your hair when you are growing it out. You are losing so much moisture because the heat is just sucking all that out. And I wasn't deep conditioning and using hair masks and all that stuff. Like, I was just washing my hair, using conditioner, rinsing it out, and that was that. Maybe I use a leave-in, but when I would wash my hair to straighten it, I wasn't doing all of that extraness for sure, because I didn't want any more, you know, weight on my hair. I wanted my hair to be nice and flowy and easy breezy, so that when I straightened it, I got the look that I was trying to go for. And leave-in conditioners and all that stuff just made me feel like, oh, my hair is gonna be greasy, it's not gonna straighten like I wanted it to. So I would just strip my hair of everything. I would get one of those shampoos, clarifying shampoos, and just get everything out, because at the time, you know, I was still wearing my hair curly sometimes, or at least in some type of natural hair protective style that I was learning how to do. And I had a lot of butters and oils and things in my hair, so whenever I wanted to straighten it, I was like, I gotta get all this stuff off so that my hair will be swinging in the wind like I want it to. And my hair just was so dry, and it's just like, girl, my hair had to be like, girl, really? Like, I'm struggling, I'm trying, and you're not giving me anything to work with. So if you're feeling like your hair is plateaued, just start trying some new things. Really assess your regimen. You know, think about how often you're washing it, how often you're deep conditioning or using a moisturizing protein-free mask. Just something that's going to lock the moisture and hydrate the hair. Think about stuff like that, because hydrated, moisturized hair is really strong, and it's going to be strong enough to withstand clothes and things that it rubs up against, so that it can retain its length, so that when your hair grows, you are retaining that length. So just think about stuff like that. Because that's what I had to do. I had to think about, okay, maybe I shouldn't be straightening my hair that much. This can't be good for it. Maybe I need to be more consistent in my wash days. I shouldn't go so long in between washing. Like, all kinds of stuff I really had to think about because I wasn't seeing the results that I wanted to. Okay, next, use New Wave. It's a little bit darker. I don't want to go from basically flesh tone to the color that I'm really trying to get to. Oh, I forgot to answer the other part of that question before about my favorite makeup and clothing site. I love Zara a lot, like a lot. They just seem to have everything that I'm envisioning in my mind. They seem to have that or something very similar. So I love Zara. Just now getting into this site called Lulu's. They have some pretty cute stuff too. Some of it is like, but the things that I like, I feel like that's perfect for me. Oh, I like H&M still. Sometimes I go to ASOS.com. Misguided and what's the other one? Start with an R. Revolve. They're okay. I don't know. I just don't like sites where it's like 20,000 tabs to look through, and because it just makes me feel overwhelmed, and I end up not buying anything, and then I end up with nothing, and I'm like, I still need clothes. So I don't know. They're okay. I have to be in the mood. And someone asked, are any more vlogs coming out of your lifestyle? Update on how you have been keeping my hair. All right, before I answer that, I'm going to move to Juvia's Place palette, the berries one. And I guess I will use this color right here. Ooh, I'm getting nervous. I hate dealing with certain colors and techniques because eyeshadow is just very tricky. All right, as far as vlogs, I just don't do enough. I don't know. I feel like everybody who vlogs, who, you know, did it at one point, then they stop, I feel like we all have the same issue. Like, it's boring. Y'all don't want to see this. But sometimes people do. I mean, on my YouTube live, someone made a really good suggestion where they were just like, you know, don't feel like you have to vlog the entire day. You can just vlog your morning, or vlog you cooking dinner, or just something, some part. And I was like, you know, that's a really good idea. I'm gonna do that. I've yet to do it. So I haven't given up on vlogging, I promise y'all. It's just, I'm really busy, like really busy, and my days are long. They go very fast though. Like, I'm always like, here, oh yeah, gotta do this, gotta do that. Oh, don't forget, gotta run here, gotta run there. Like, so it's something I really have to slow down and think about and just do it. So I promise you I will get back to doing that, because I definitely want to do some home stuff and vlog it. So I'm gonna do it. And as far as how I've been wearing my hair, I don't know how I like this, y'all. I should have just stayed with what I did. You know what? I don't like this. Okay. Let me just, you know what? I'm just gonna work with it. I'm gonna work with it. See what happens. And as far as my hair, I've been wearing my hair like this. In this little loose bun with a scarf around my edges. This is how I wear it most of the time. I don't wear my hair down when I'm around the house because I just don't see the point in doing that. It gets in my way. It's rubbing against the couch and blankets and shirts and everything. So I don't keep my hair down. I do a lot of times wear Felicia braids. I love them. Keeps my hair moisturized. Keeps it out of the way. It keeps it detangled. Like, there's so many things that I love about the Felicia braids. So many things. Let me just get some more of the mall rat color, my transition color. Calm this down. Okay, that's a little better. We're just gonna focus on this makeup. This has been over an hour now, and I'm gonna answer the rest of the questions when I do my hair. All right, for my lid, I'm gonna be using the Nude Rich palette from Huda Beauty, and I'm gonna be using probably like these two colors, this one and this one. This one alone It looks pretty like natural, neutral tone on camera, but it's pink. It gets me every time. I always forget, and I'm like, why did I put this pink shadow on my eyelid? So I'm going to mix it with this one and this one. And then it gives me the perfect, like, pinky nude color that I like. That's more nude than pink. And see how this just went right on? Like, Huda Beauty, I will pay every time. Like, this little palette is, I'll say $25, $29, and I love it. Like, it's got all these color that I like, and the quality is the same just as if I would have purchased the full size. The full size I think is like $60, $65, somewhere around there, but I will pay for good quality makeup, because when you are not an expert in makeup, you need something that's not going to give you a lot of trouble and moments of like, okay, how am I going to figure this out? How do I fix this? It just goes right on. Like, look at that. So simple. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get the full size of the other. I think she has like a rose gold palette, and y'all know how I love me some rose gold. And now, just to like kind of define these little areas here, I just like to do that. I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill palette that's super dirty and use the Jacks. I'm going to use Jacks. Okay, yeah, I'm going to use this color here. Here for liner, I'm going to take the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner in Black is Black. This is the eyeliner I used to use when I was really like trying to seriously figure out how to do my makeup, because this gel liner is so easy to apply. For lashes, I'm going to use the Mykonos lashes from Lily Lashes, and I'm going to use the House of Lash lash glue. Eyelashes, your top 3 or 5 that you would recommend in glue choices. Glue for sure, House of Lash in the white. The only thing, well, it is almost gone. I was going to say the only thing is it gets like, you know, dry and tacky, like gummy, but it's being exposed to the air every time I use it, so I get that. But yeah, I love that lash glue. You can get it at Sephora. You can get it on Amazon too, but I always find it at Sephora. But yeah, I love that lash glue. It makes it so easy to apply lashes. I remember when I first started wearing lashes, part of my frustration and confusion when doing it was I was using the wrong glue. Like, every lash glue is not created equal. Like, trust me. And as far as lashes, I love Lily Lashes. I like that I can rewear them. A lot of her mink lashes, you know, are $30. But you can rewear them so many times. Just take the glue off of it, and it's fine to wear like several more times. My favorite lashes from her are the, I think it's Ella, E-L-A lashes. I love those lashes. I love the Mykonos, which I'm wearing today. And I love the Houston lashes, and Brooklyn. I really love Brooklyn. That's the new fave. I definitely wear Kiss lashes too. Where is it? These triple push-up collection, Lash Couture or whatever. These lashes are really good. You can get them from the drugstore, like Walgreens, CVS, whatever. I love those lashes too. Oh, and by the way, I did add some more eyeshadow underneath my waterline. I added Jack's from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and then that pink and nude color mix that I put on my lid. Alright, for blush, I'm going to use the Lip Bar Blush Bling Bling. I'm showing my monitor. The Blush Bling Bling is this color here. It looks like... What? I used this. It looks more like burgundy-ish on the back. It doesn't look so orange on the back, but I'm going to use that. I like orange blushes. They normally come out They're looking really good on my skin. For for highlighter, highlighter, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. Like I always use, like I always do. Barbados and Bora Bora together. You can't even see that. Barbados and Bora Bora. I feel like Barbados by itself would just be too like bright goldy, and Bora Bora doesn't show up well enough on its own, so I like to mix the two. Really liking how this turned out. Shoot, I only got 22% on my battery. Be right back. I had to run downstairs and get my liner. Well, it's really a lipstick, but I'm gonna be using it as a liner for my lips. This is what I used when I did my photo shoot because I felt like I wanted something deeper to create more depth in my lips. I just wanted something more than a liner. So I'm gonna be taking the Too Faced Drop Dead Red color. Come on, focus, boo-boo. There we go. It's a liquefied matte longwear lipstick. So I like to put this around. It's funny, it looks just like a brownish color. Come on, focus. But then when I pull it out, it still looks brown. Well, on camera it does, but in real life it's more purpley. So I'm gonna take this. This is really tricky because I like to line my lips beyond just the surface. I like to go a little bit. You know how the line of your lip has more of a rounded edge? I like to trace that rather than just like stop right at the edge. I like to go beyond the edge, trace the rounded part of my lip, because that gives the appearance of a more full, plush, soft lip. And before that dries, I'm gonna take my Anastasia Beverly Hills and Trust Issues. This is what everybody asked me about. What lipstick you wearing? What is that? What is that? It's this thing. There we go. Y'all need to see the lipstick tube anyway. Y'all know what it look like. I'm gonna take that and try and blend it in. Oh shoot, this stuff transferred too easy. Yeah, see, it just gives it more plushy, like full look. Let me stop talking before I ruin the whole thing. It just looks so much better. Like, now had I just lined my lips, it would be so flat and just not as 3D-ish. 4D-ish. I don't know which one is it, y'all. Now let's quickly move on to hair before my camera dies out on me. Now, like I said, y'all, this is 6-day hair. So I've been wearing it up most of the time, so it should be okay. That's the trick. That's like the real secret trick to your wash and go lasting a long time, is just keeping it up out of the way so that your curls are saved. Oh, I forgot to spray my face into whatever, spray my face. I'm using the the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I'm almost out of this too. This is literally on fumes. I think I'm gonna do half up, half down. I'm just gonna take a little bit of water to reactivate the product that's in my hair already, so I can see exactly like, okay, I need more edge control, I need more gel, whatever. bobby pins. All right, I'm going to take my Pattern Beauty Edge Control. This is my all-time favorite edge control, for those of you wondering. I absolutely love this edge control. It just easily holds my hair, my edges in place. I'm going to take this, what is this? Edge brush. I'm too worried about how much time I have left. I'm going to link this in the description box. I'm going to link everything in the description box, but I'm especially gonna link this because people always ask me about this brush. Huh?
Is the internet working for you?
Huh?
The internet?
I'm still filming, so I don't know. But yeah, anyways, people always ask me about this brush. And this brush with this edge control is like match made in heaven. Oh, did I go to college? If so, what major? Yes, I went to Morgan State University and business administration was my major. Single strand knots, how do we stop them? Hair thinning, how do we stop? Single strand knots, I don't get them, but whenever I hear people talk about them, it seems to be the consensus is you need a trim. So I would look into that. Make sure that you are keeping your hair moisturized, your ends moisturized, and not super dry, because I feel like they thrive in those situations where everything is you know, dry and split ends and all that stuff. And hair thinning, that can be a number of things. That can be hormonal, that can be your hair reacting to some type of processing or something. It can be diet. It can be a lot of different reasons. It can have a, you know, medical issue behind it. So if that's something that's now happening all of a sudden, I would talk to a doctor about that. Really assess, you know, what you're doing. Are you doing anything differently? Did you have something done recently that you haven't done before? As far as like, you know, coloring or anything like that. And make sure you aren't doing a whole lot of tension styles too, because that could be a culprit as well. What brushes do you use while detangling and styling your hair? Nothing is working for me. I love the Tangle Teezer Ultimate finisher brush, and then they have other detangling brushes too. I just really like that one. The finisher brush is really for like styling and everything, but I use it for detangling sometimes just because I love the strength of the brush. It has a really wide base. It has a good strong handle. The teeth are of different heights, so it's easy for it to attack the tangles in more than just one spot. So I would look into that. Or you can look into my other favorite brush. It's an Amazon detangling brush. I'll link it in the description box below. That one is a really good one too because it has a very flexible base. So it moves with your hair, so it's not like ripping your hair out. And that's all the questions. Composers catching the light from all different angles. All different angles. All right, let me go put on some actual clothes and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, this is the finished look. This is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I enjoyed talking to you guys. It's been so long since I filmed a get ready with me. So this was fun. I will be doing this again. I need to practice my makeup on camera anyway. That's the only way I'm gonna get better and better at it. And I don't think I'm horrible, okay? Like, I know I got some work to do though. This is this eyeshadow area. It always gets me so nervous, but it always turns out really well. It's like the process is very tricky. But yeah, I like this look. I love this lip. I love these eyes. I even love this hair. Normally I don't like half up, half down buns, but this one came out kind of cute. But before I go, don't forget to watch my Saturday night don't forget to watch my Saturday night YouTube live on this channel, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Remember to speak your greatness. It's been so long since I've said that, so I feel like I need to say it again. Remember to speak your greatness. And as always, thanks for watching.